This is Antigua, Guatemala, a city steeped in rich history, vibrant culture, and mouth-watering cuisine. The city is surrounded by volcanoes and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. All the streets here are paved with cobblestone and are as old as the city itself. It's renowned for its Spanish colonial buildings unlike anywhere else in the world. This perfect little town in the world doesn't ever get the recognition from globetrotters that it really should. The people and their mix of Spanish and Mayan cultures are some of the most friendly and colorful people I've ever met. Yes, this city just keeps getting better and better and better. But of course, what I came here for is the food. Street food to be exact, and this town has a lot of it. So today, I'm joined by Daniel Solis, and we're going to hit the streets and stuff our faces.
We're out here with Dave Kaufman, trying all these rare foods, coming up to you.
Up to, down to.
Up to, down to.
Yeah, you know, it all works. Are you up for this challenge?
I am. So I'm excited.
Let's do it.
You know, I don't think people realize that we're pretty big boys and then we can eat a lot.
That is very true. We are big boys and we can eat a lot. And by the looks of this market, I think that's what we're just about to do.
Excellent.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that accent. It was pretty cool, though, don't you think?
What accent was that?
I have no clue.
I mean, you've been having issues adapting to the Spanish language.
Sometimes I just make noises, and after we eat all this food, I'm gonna make some really interesting noises. All right, let's hit this market and see what kind of food there is here in Guatemala.
The markets in Guatemala are just downright awesome and insane. And everywhere you go, you see glimpses into the Guatemalan food culture. Street vendors are prepping all of their food for the evening rush that's about to happen, right down to handmade tortillas made from each vendor's own unique recipes.
So at this particular market, you just basically walk up and down this street here. It's more like a bus stop, but they have some of the most authentic food that you're going to be able to find here in Guatemala.
So you can buy all of these exotic fruits, fresh fruits and vegetables in this market right underneath an active volcano. There's several foods that I knew that I wanted to try here on the street, and this one was on the top of my list.
It's a sweet bean that they use for this. And they also use a type of sugarcane candy, and they sweeten the beans with it.
So it's a sugarcane candy, beans, and plantanos.
Yes.
All right, Daniel, you ready to get in this? Of course. Look at that. It is just ooey gooey goodness with this sweet bean, this banana, this fried plantain. This is going to be good. You ready? Let's go in. Whoa. Oh, man. That is like the most interesting texture and the most interesting flavors.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. This is like a jam out of beans.
Right, that's exactly it. It's like it's exactly right. It's like a bean jam, but it's sweet. And when you add that plantain and you add that kind of sugary crust, oh man.
This is incredible.
These are very incredible.
I can see this for the morning as a breakfast
For sure.
in the afternoon as a postre.
Right,
Dessert.
as a snack. As a snack or a dessert, exactly. When you come to Guatemala, this has to be the first food that you guys try.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh man, Rellenos. So good.
You have to pronounce the R's. Rellenitos. You know girls love that, right? There you go. Rellenitos. But this is how you find the spots, the ones that are hitting.
Those places like where those people are sitting
I see
at the
something
counter.
over there.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah. Let's cut through this guy's shop and act like we're gonna buy something, but then not buy something. Thank you for your time. All right, quick, let's go. Look at that. Hombre? That means friend, I think, right?
We have met up with some friends that are joining us on this expedition. We are in this new market. When evening rolls around, people get off of work, all the food vendors start to set up camp to feed all the people that are getting off of work. So when we were out during the day today, we found one food vendor simply because they're not really set up during the day. But again, now that evening is here in this market, hopefully we are going to find some awesome Guatemalan food. Papusa de queso. What is that now?
That would be a pupusa with cheese inside.
Uh-huh.
It's masa, patted out flat, mixed with water, oil. That's it, really.
That's it.
And then they stuff it with cheese, and then they flatten it again.
Muy delicioso.
Put it on the grill top, and then she's gonna flip it when it browns. That's it. That's a pupusa.
All right, so we're gonna have a
This
pupusa.
is
Delicious
the pupusa
central and
Oh,
dough.
this is the that's the dough that we use there.
Ask
Oh, look at that. It's a nice white cheese. It's a fluffy white cheese.
And then we're gonna get a nice sauce.
nice sauce.
They're apparently the beloved national dish of El Salvador, thanks to Google for that
El
information.
Salvador. Look at that molten cheese just bubbling over like the volcano behind us.
So pupusas, they can be stuffed with cheese, it's very common, but you can also get it stuffed with meat, usually like pork
Oh, yeah.
and refried beans. And then aside from sauce, it'll oftentimes come with something called, I think it's cordito. Which is it's like shredded vegetables and like a vinegar sauce.
So this is Stephanie and Kirby, two of our friends that have joined us on this expedition.
¿Ensalada?
Do you want ensalada?
Oh, sí, gracias.
Oh, yes. Load that up,
Gracias.
put some spice on there, and look
Got the
at
monies,
that.
Dave? Took my
Here,
money?
I'd be happy to pay for that.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. There we go.
Wop, wop.
All right, let's take a look at that.
Yeah, so this is a spin-off of a pupusa, which is normally found in El Salvador, but being the countries so close together, some culture dishes will transfer over.
So
Right.
El Salvador, I believe, calls this cordito or cordita.
Yeah.
What do they call it here?
It is repollo, which I'm blanking out, which is cabbage.
Yeah, cabbage,
Yeah, it has vinegar.
vinegar.
Sometimes they put tomatoes, sometimes they put peppers, salt, and some spices.
All right. All right, so you're going to dig in and tell us. Oh, well, you already
I
did.
did. It's already in my mouth. Es muy delicioso.
That means it's
Gracias.
good. Like, describe it in a way that would make people not click off of this video.
Let me blow it first.
Whoa, phrasing.
It's quite hot. It's quite hot.
Okay, that was meant for a different channel.
Okay, the outside, lightly crisp. Like beautifully lightly crisp. But then you've got gooey cheese on the inside. And then the vegetables with the red sauce, a little bit of that vinegar, it cuts into the richness of the cheese. It's just delicious. It's fantastic. It's perfect street food for 10, how do you say it?
10 quetzals.
Quetzals. Delicious.
Wow. I'm going to give you the camera now and this channel because you do that so much better than I do it.
It's really impossible not to fall instantly in love with this town within the first 10 minutes of being here. The history of two separate cultures is alive and all around you. But still being hungry, we ventured into yet another market, and this one is one of the biggest markets in the city.
Oh yeah, here we have a bunch of chilies. These look like ancho chilies, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Fresh shrimp.
Oh yeah, we got a whole big 2 piles of fresh shrimp right there.
Well, this is diente de perro we have found.
Wait, what have we found here?
So this is by their standard, one of the most spicy chili peppers or chilies that they have. This is called dogtooth. And this is another one that...
Diente de perro?
Diente de perro.
Yeah.
And we have our professional tester here, Eric.
Yeah, all right.
So he's gonna...
So now, on the scale of jalapeno to ghost pepper, where does this land?
I would say it's getting close to ghost pepper.
Whoa, okay, all right.
But I'm not the expert here, so I will hand this over to Eric and he will be the one
All right.
describing the flavor, but first you gotta pay for it.
Oh yeah, I guess we got to pay the lady.
Oh boy, here it comes.
So that is
Adorable.
yeah. Look at that. I mean, how does something so small pack in such a massive punch? Okay, go ahead and entertain us.
It's not picante.
Oh man, I am so disillusioned. So that was like kind of anticlimactic and disappointing.
Yeah.
I wanted to see your head explode.
It had a little bit of heat.
Everybody
but
watching wanted to see your head explode.
I know. The next one.
All right.
Next one. It's
All
gonna
right.
explode.
All right. All right. So obviously we have found the food section. Look at this delicious meat hanging up here. Run, dog, run, get out of here. No, don't look at me all cute and stuff and want to be pets. Just get, this is the meat section. Get out of here, run. All right, so look what we have here. We have sausages. We have, this is like pork rind. This is like deep fried pork skin, right?
Chicharrones.
Chicharrones. Skin of puerco, see? Yeah. Wow, those actually don't look too bad. Let's try these. Oh, look at that. They
There
just
it is.
crack right
Gracias.
open. Look at how nice and airy they are
Some
inside.
meat on there. Oh, let's get it.
All right, you go first.
Bien.
It's got a nice crunch to it.
Crunchy, yet satisfying.
Yeah, all right.
All right, I'm going into this pork rind. Texture is really crispy. Crispy on the outside, a little bit chewy on the inside because you got little pieces of cartilage, little pieces of meat on the inside. But it has a really distinct flavor to it. It tastes like, well, for lack of a better term, it tastes like pork flavored potato chips. But not too bad. I'm gonna feed this to the dog.
Hey, puppy, did you want this one? There you go. Enjoy that.
Daniel, what have you found in here?
Okay, so El Comedor, we've been trying to look for this spot in this huge market for pretty much the whole day. And we just got here and finally got to the spot. So these are multiple cocinas or small restaurants owned by individual persons and they cook different stuff.
Let's eat.
See?
Dude.
All right, so we found ourselves at this little kitchen, restaurant-y thing.
And here we have met our brand new friend Shelly over here. And Shelly, habla inglés, right?
A little bit.
Habla español?
Yes.
Okay. So she and her mother over here, who is my new best friend, you guys are going to show us how to make one of the most authentic Guatemalan dishes. ¿Cómo se llama la comida?
Shucos.
Chucos. All right.
Pepián de res, it's the other typical food.
Oh, you should get that too?
So I'm getting that, you know, and you can make it out of chicken
Okay.
and beef. They also have two types of chickens here. One is called pollo and gallina. The difference is one is more tender than the other.
Which one's more
Got
tender?
it. Okay.
Pollo.
All right. So we're heading back in that kitchen, and we're going to learn how to cook some authentic Guatemalan food. And because I speak fluent Spanish, I won't need you in here.
No, you should be
Okay.
fine.
All right. ¿Cómo se llama, s'il vous plaît?
¿Tu nombre? Verónica.
Very good to meet you. All right.
Spanish, not French.
I'm going to need you back here, buddy. Hey, son, can I just here? Can I have this, please? Por favor. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Oh boy, oh boy.
All right, so let's take a quick look at this menu before we go in and
Make sure that what we're actually ordering is actually what we want, because we could get stew ho fried chicken. We could get wallowing if we want. We could get meat ho, or the ever popular ho loin. We could get lint if we want something a little bit more dry and exotic. We could also get fried or cooked whole chicken.
I'm all about the hoe. So basically, it's two types of sausages. One is spicy and one is mild.
One's mild. That's what I
Actually,
thought.
they use 3 for this dish.
Three kinds of sausage. Yes, and then we have just the regular hot dog here. It starts with these 3 meats. And then we start chopping some cabbage here.
Yeah, so the cabbage has to be cooked. She might add salt and pepper to it or just other spices, but it has to be cooked before it's put on.
I see.
Yeah, so now we're gonna boil that, bring it to a boil, come back here, prep the meat, and then put the bread over the fire, toast them, and put all the sandwich together. So we're gonna fry that on butter for about 2 minutes.
2 minutes. So we have all of our meat diced over here. We have our cabbage boiling over here. And look at this grill back here. We got some coals back here. And a little grill back here. We got a little sink for washing dishes. So we're going over here and we are putting in our diced up hot dogs. And we're gonna saute that in butter for 2 minutes. 2 minutos, see? Hey, look at this. We got our own soundtrack. What's our soundtrack here? Oh, Cartoon Hero. Oh, there we go. All right. Look, he's not even paying attention. He's really upset that I took his knife away. Man, that kid thinks I'm a jerk now. Okay, so the next step is we are going to prepare our bread. We got a grill over these really hot coals right here. We put the cabbage right there to cook a little bit. We've got our hot dog still simmering in that butter. But now we've got to roast the bread. Over here.
Guacamole.
Oh, guacamole.
Guacamole.
Me gusta
¿Te
guacamole.
gusta guacamole? Ok. Tenga una tacita, por favor.
That means I like guacamole. Oh, look at that. She just, wow, no cutting. She just rips it apart. Look at that. Now that is a ripe, fresh guacamole.
What we have here, it's a local dish, very typical of the area in Antigua, Guatemala. It is called pepián. So what it is a bone broth with pumpkin seeds. The pumpkin seeds are dry and pulverized in a molcajete. Then it's added to the bone broth, and spices and other ingredients are added, plus the meat. This dish can be done with chicken and beef. Then rice is added, and this is the typical dish called pepián. We're gonna give it a try.
Okay.
So this is the rice and the sauce. Absolutely incredible. It has an earthy tone because of the seeds of the pumpkin they use. The meat, now let me get a good chunk and get a bite out of it. Oh wow. That is very flavorful. Whoa. So it's actually beef and it's super tender. I give this a 10 out of 10.
So now that I have total FOMO that I didn't get what Daniel got, back in the kitchen, our bread is nice and toasted and ready for a coat of that amazing guacamole. And now that our cabbage is nice and ready, that's the second addition to this amazing and unique Guatemalan sandwich. Then it gets a big squirt of spicy ketchup, a little unrefrigerated mayonnaise just for taste, and then it's time for our trio of sausages that have been simmering in butter on the stove. Then, to give it just a little pizzazz, she adds a touch of her homemade spicy green chili sauce that she made just earlier in the day. Once those ingredients are all together, she gives it a flip and places it on a plate, and our authentic Guatemalan hot dog sandwich, or shuco as it's called here, is finally ready for our taste test.
So now that I am out of that million-degree kitchen, that was so awesome to see how shuco was made. This is one of the most authentic Guatemalan sandwiches, and I'm digging in. I've been looking forward to this since I started planning this trip. Here I go. The first thing that hits you is that toasty bread, and then the guacamole, and the mayonnaise, and that pico de green salsa stuff that she put on there. So if this was just made with plain old store-bought hot dogs, this would not be as good. Those three kinds of sausage, those three kinds of hot dogs that are in there, the spicy, the not so spicy, and then the plain hot dog, they all complement each other so well. And then with all those sauces, that guacamole, the ketchup, the mayonnaise, that sweet and spicy chili sauce, and it lives up to every bit of the hype that I was looking forward to when I knew that I was coming to Guatemala to try this dish.
What do you guys think of the shuco?
What shuco?
What you could
Tasted like chopped hot dog and bread.
It takes me back to being 3 and having my mom chop up the hot dogs. It's like that scene from Ratatouille, where it just boom.
So guys, we're gonna be here in Guatemala for a while, tasting all sorts of authentic Guatemalan dishes out here. We're gonna hit several more towns in this country, so hit that subscribe button. When you do, hit that bell so you do not miss those uploads from here in Guatemala. I am going to finish this off with gusto. Still don't have a closer for this channel. Comment below, let me know what you think I should close this channel with. But until the next time from here in Guatemala,
eat on.
nah, I got nothing.